50 degrees Celsius. One more object is there at a 20 degrees Celsius. And if those two are in touch with each other, from where to where the heat energy will transfer?
From the 50 degrees Celsius object to the 20 degrees Celsius object.
Very good. So from 50 degrees Celsius object to 20 degrees Celsius object, heat energy will transfer. Now, can you say up to what extent that the heat energy transfer will take place? To what extent that heat energy transfer will take place? Anyone? You're not giving answer.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. 50 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, the heat energy flows. And up to what extent, up to what time that particular transfer of energy takes place between those two objects?
Sir, when it becomes equal temperature, sir.
Right. When both the objects are having same temperature, till then the heat energy will be transferred from one object to the another object. And when both the objects are at the same temperature, whether heat energy flows from one object to another object? Whether heat energy flows from one object to another object when temperatures of both the objects are same? Unmana? Unmana?
So can you repeat?
If two objects are there, both the objects are touching with each other, and temperature of both the objects is same, whether heat energy will flow or heat energy will not flow?
I think heat energy will not flow because they have the same temperature, and like heat energy flows from hot to cold objects. If they are equal, I think the heat energy will not flow.
Very good. Heat energy will not flow when both the objects are having same temperature. That means when same temperature is there, both are having same heat energy. So when heat energy is same, heat energy will not flow. And maybe you know that heat energy flows from hot object to cold object, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. If there is no flow of heat energy between two objects when they are in touch with each other, temperature may be equal, and temperature definitely will be equal, and this particular condition will be called thermal equilibrium. What it will be called?
Thermal equilibrium.
Thermal equilibrium. Okay. Suppose if I say.
Can you repeat the second word after thermal?
What, Arna?
So what is after thermal? I didn't catch that word.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. Okay.
Equilibrium. Okay.
So can you tell the definition?
EQUI.
Sir, I'm asking the definition.
Okay. Equilibrium means same only. Equilibrium. Equal. Equal means same only, no? So thermal
No,
means.
sir, I'm asking like both the words like thermal equilibrium together, like what is it called?
That only. So let me say, thermal equilibrium means having same temperature. Suppose if I ask like this, A and B are at a thermal equilibrium, and temperature of object A is 90 degrees Celsius. What will be the temperature of object B? What will be the temperature of object B? Arna?
Yes, so?
Tell me, if two objects are there, those two are at a thermal equilibrium, and first object temperature is 90 degrees Celsius, and then second object temperature will be what?
Sir, I don't have a clue.
Okay, just now only I said no. Thermal equilibrium means
I
what?
actually catch that. I mean, I was having few internet issues.
What?
Sir, I was having internet issues, so can you again repeat what is thermal?
Okay. So generally, thermal equilibrium means if two objects are there at the same temperature and if those two are touching with each other, there will be no flow of heat energy. If there is no flow of heat energy between two objects, then we say both the objects are at a thermal equilibrium. That means both are at the same temperature. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So now let us apply like this. Two objects are there. Two objects are at a thermal equilibrium, and one of the object is having a temperature of 90 degrees. Then what will be the temperature of other object? Very good, Unmana, 90 degrees. So both the objects will have same temperature.
Sorry, sir, I
Then
didn't listen.
right, it will be called thermal equilibrium, isn't it? Unmana.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now according to you people, tell me from where to where the temperature will be transferred. Again tell me.
Hot object to a cold object.
Very good. Hot object to cold object, or the object which is having more heat energy, more temperature to the object which is having less heat energy. So to that it flows, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now in this class also we are going to learn in how many ways heat energy can be transferred from one point to the another point. So we are going to learn about transfer of heat energy and how it will be transferred actually. So transfer of heat energy or transmission of heat, that's what we are learning today. And generally you know that flow of heat energy will be there from higher temperature body to the lower temperature body, and when heat energy flows from high temperature body to the low temperature body, this is called transfer of heat energy. What it will be called? Transfer of heat energy. And here one example was given in your slide, and in that slide observe carefully, one burner is there, and suppose if you lit on that burner, what happens? If you lit on the burner, what happens? Unmana.
Sir,
It releases heat.
Right, Priscilla, tell me.
the rod becomes hot.
Very good. So generally what happens is gas which is coming from the burner will burn. That means it produces heat energy, and in that particular whatever flames are coming due to burning of gas, what I did is I kept one metal rod. I kept one metal rod and we hold that metal rod at another end. One end is there in that flame, one end is there in your hand. Now after some times, what you observe? After some time, what you observe? Have you got my question? Have you understood my question? Priscilla, Arna and
No, sir,
Unmana.
I didn't understand the question.
See, Priscilla, listen again. Burner is there. That burner is releasing some heat energy. And when it is releasing heat energy, flames will be there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
That's
Right. In that flame, what I did is I took one metal rod, iron rod I took. Okay. Priscilla, I took iron rod. Priscilla, you are listening?
Yes, sir, I'm listening.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
that metal rod I kept in that flame. One end of the metal rod kept in flame. Another end we are holding it. We are holding that metal rod as shown in the figure. Now, after some time, what do you observe?
That even the whole metal.
The whole
and
metal rod gets
One by one.
hot.
So can I?
Arna, tell me.
Uh, we will observe that the whole metal is very hot.
Right. After
And
some
our
time,
hand
okay. After sometimes, what we observe is, if you are holding that metal rod with your hand can feel that heat energy. After some time, first it can't feel it, but after some time, what happens is the heat energy can be felt by our hand. That means what happened? The heat energy transferred from this particular end. Which particular end? The end which is in a flame. To that point, the heat energy transferred up to which point? The point where you are holding it. So up to that, heat energy transferred, and this heat energy transfer only will be called transmission of heat energy. What it will be called? Transmission of heat energy. So transfer of energy is taking place. Now few examples are given in your slide. So that is what, when you pour hot tea into a cup, you will observe that the cup get warmer and the tea a little cooler. What happened at that time when you are pouring tea into the cup?
The heat energy flows and from the hot tea to the cold one, that is the cup. So the tea becomes a little cooler and the cup gets hot.
Very good. So heat energy is flowing there or not? Heat energy is flowing or not in this case?
Yes, sir.
Right. So one more example also given. When a heat a piece of iron and drop it in water, what you will see? You will see that water gets heated and the piece of iron becomes cool. There also what is happening? Heat energy is transferred from that hot iron piece, whatever is there, to the water. So thereby water is becoming warmer, whereas that particular iron rod will become cool, isn't it? So in this way, what happens is there will be transfer of heat energy from one object to the another object, and that too from high temperature object to the low temperature object. So when high temperature object to the low temperature object, heat energy is transferring, and that transfer of heat energy only will be called transmission of heat. And in how many ways that transmission of heat energy will take place, that's what we are going to learn today, and we are going to learn about few applications of them also. Right. So let us start discussing about transmission of heat energy and in how many ways the heat can be transferred. Heat can be transferred in three different methods. What those three different methods are? First method will be called conduction. Second method will be called convection. Third method will be called radiation. So how many types of transfer of heat energy will be there?
3 times.
3 types will be there. Okay. Right. Welcome, Bhavya. So 3 types of, good evening. So how many types of transfer of heat energy will be there?
3.
3 types. Very good, Bhavya. So you are a little bit late, but try to catch me. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Yes.
So, right. For your information, Bhavya, Today we are going to learn about in how many ways the heat can be transferred from hot object to cold object. That's what we are going to learn today. Okay?
Okay.
Right.